Nepal is a land where the earth rises to touch the sky, and every step feels like a journey through time, faith, and nature. From the towering peaks of the Himalayas to the quiet glow of ancient temples, this small country carries a spirit far greater than its size. Here, mountains are not just landscapes, they are guardians, storytellers, and sacred beings worshipped for centuries. As the sun paints Everest and Annapurna in shades of gold, prayer flags flutter in the wind, carrying hopes and blessings across deep valleys. In the crowded streets of Kathmandu, history breathes through carved wood and stone, while monks turn prayer wheels in timeless rhythm. Life in Nepal moves to the sound of temple bells, flowing rivers, and whispered mantras. This is the birthplace of Buddha, a sanctuary of peace where spirituality is woven into everyday life. Yet Nepal is also a land of adventure where trekkers challenge the world's highest trails, and rivers carve paths through wild jungles and ancient villages. Nepal is not merely a destination to be seen, but a feeling to be experienced. It is a place where humanity and nature exist in harmony, where the earth meets the sky, and the soul finds its reflection. The Kathmandu Valley is the cultural and historical soul of Nepal, a living museum where centuries of art, faith, and daily life continue to breathe through stone, wood, and ritual. Within this valley lie three ancient royal cities, each with its own rhythm, character, and timeless charm. At the heart of the capital stands Kathmandu Durbar Square, once the seat of Nepal's Mala kings, surrounded by ancient palaces and open courtyards. The square is a masterpiece of traditional Newari craftsmanship. Intricately carved wooden windows and doors tell stories of gods, kings, and mythical creatures, preserved through generations of artisans. Amid the bustle of locals and visitors, history unfolds quietly. Here lives one of the valley's most unique traditions, the Kumari, the living goddess, believed to be the physical embodiment of divine energy. During festivals, the square transforms into a vibrant stage of masked dances, processions, music, and devotion, while on ordinary days, vendors, devotees, and children bring the royal grounds to life. Just across the Bagmati River lies Patan, also known as Lalit Portha, City of Fine Arts. Patan Durbar Square is a celebration of balance and beauty, where temples rise gracefully from stone-paved courtyards. Renowned for its elegant Newari architecture, Patan feels more intimate and refined. In hidden alleys and sunlit workshops, metal and stone artisans continue age-old traditions, shaping statues of gods with the same techniques used centuries ago. Compared to Kathmandu, Patan moves at a gentler pace, artistic soul reflected in quiet cafes, monastic courtyards, and the patient hands of craftsmen at work. Further east stands Bhaktapur Durbar Square, a city seemingly untouched by time. Walking through Bhaktapur feels like stepping into the medieval past. Brick pathways, pagoda-style temples, and open squares preserve a way of life that has endured for generations. At Pottery Square, artisans spin clay by hand, shaping vessels as they have for hundreds of years, their creations drying under the open sky. Here, traditional dress, daily rituals, and local festivals remain deeply rooted in everyday life. Together, the three Durbar squares form the beating heart of the Kathmandu Valley, place where history is not confined to museums, but lives on in streets, smiles, and sacred traditions. Nepal is not only a land of towering mountains, but also a sacred landscape where spirituality shapes daily life. Across the country, temples and stupas stand as silent witnesses to centuries of faith, guiding both pilgrims and travelers toward reflection and reverence. Among the most sacred of these sites is Pashupatinath Temple, the holiest Hindu temple in Nepal. Situated along the banks of the Bagmati River, this UNESCO World Heritage Site is dedicated to Lord Shiva. Here, life and death meet in their most honest form. Open-air cremation rituals take place on the river's edge, following ancient Hindu traditions that honor the cycle of existence. The rising smoke, flowing water, and solemn prayers create a powerful atmosphere one that speaks not of sorrow alone, but of acceptance and spiritual release. For devotees, death is not an end, but a transition. And Pashupatinath stands as a reminder of life's impermanence and sacred continuity. Overlooking the Kathmandu Valley from a forested hilltop is Swayambhunath, often called the Monkey Temple, one of the oldest Buddhist sites in Nepal. The stupa offers sweeping panoramic views of the city below. Its all-seeing eyes gaze outward, symbolizing wisdom and compassion. Colorful prayer flags stretch across the sky, while devotees circle the stupa, spinning prayer wheels engraved with sacred mantras. Monkeys roam freely across the complex, adding movement and life to the sacred space, blending the spiritual with the playful in a uniquely Nepali harmony. In the heart of the valley rises Boudhanath Stupa, one of the largest stupas in the world and the spiritual center of Tibetan Buddhism in Nepal. Encircled by monasteries, shops, and homes, Boudhanath pulses with quiet devotion. As evening approaches, the stupa comes alive with chanting monks, flickering butter lamps, and the soft murmur of prayers. Pilgrims walk clockwise in meditative rhythm, their footsteps echoing centuries of belief and exile, resilience and hope. Together, these sacred landmarks reveal the spiritual essence of Nepal, a place where faith is not confined to temples, but woven into the fabric of everyday life, offering moments of stillness in a constantly moving world. Nestled beneath the towering Annapurna range, Pokhara is where Nepal exhales. After the energy and intensity of the Kathmandu Valley, this lakeside city offers a sense of calm balanced perfectly with adventure. Surrounded by snow-capped peaks, flowing rivers, and open skies, Pokhara feels less like a destination and more like a state of mind. At the heart of the city lies Phua Lake, a mirror of serenity. In the early morning, its still waters reflect the Annapurna Range and the iconic Makapushar, creating one of the most breathtaking scenes in Nepal. Colorful wooden boats drift quietly across the lake, while lakeside cafes awaken to the soft light of sunrise. As mist lifts from the water, the line between sky and mountain disappears, offering moments of quiet reflection that define Pokhara's peaceful rhythm. Rising above the valley is Serene, one of the best viewpoints in the region. Before dawn, visitors gather along the ridge, waiting in silence as the first light touches the Himalayas. When the sun finally rises, Annapurna and Makapushar glow in shades of gold and crimson, a spectacle that never feels ordinary. By mid-morning, Serene transforms into an adventure hub. Paragliders launch into the open sky, soaring above lakes, forests, and villages below. From the air, Pokhara reveals its full beauty, making these sequences perfect for sweeping drone and aerial shots. Beyond its open landscapes, Pokhara also holds secrets beneath the earth. Davis Falls is a powerful waterfall where the water vanishes into a deep underground tunnel, especially dramatic during the monsoon season. Nearby lies Gupteshwar Cave, a sacred cavern hidden beneath the surface. Inside, the roar of rushing water echoes through dark chambers, revealing a mysterious underground world shaped by time and legend. The cave is home to natural rock formations and a revered Shiva shrine, blending spirituality with geological wonder. Together, these elements define Pokhara's unique character, a place where stillness and thrill coexist. Whether floating on a quiet lake, flying above the Himalayas, or exploring hidden depths, Pokhara captures the essence of Nepal's natural beauty and adventurous spirit, offering a rare harmony between peace and possibility. The Himalayas, land of giants, the Himalayas rise like ancient guardians along Nepal's northern horizon, shaping not only the land, but the spirit of the nation itself. These mountains are more than the highest peaks on earth, they are sacred giants, home to legends, resilient communities, and some of the most dramatic landscapes ever witnessed. In the Everest region, also known as Khumbu, life unfolds beneath the shadow of the world's tallest mountain. Here, the Sherpa people have lived in harmony with the high Himalayas for generations. Renowned for their strength, endurance, and deep spiritual connection to the land, Stone villages cling to mountain slopes, prayer flags line windswept trails, and Mani stones carved with mantras guide trekkers forward. At the heart of Khumbu stands Tenbosch Monastery, a place of quiet devotion framed by towering peaks. Monks chant ancient prayers as clouds drift through the valley, reminding visitors that this region is as much spiritual as it is extreme. For those who journey further, Mount Everest Base Camp marks a powerful moment where human determination meets the raw force of nature. Further west lies the Annapurna region, a landscape of remarkable contrast and beauty. Here, snow-capped mountains rise above lush valleys, terraced fields, and traditional villages. Treks to Annapurna Base Camp or Gorapani pass through dense rhododendron forests which burst into color during spring. Life along these trails is defined by warmth and hospitality. As villagers welcome travelers into tea houses, sharing stories beneath Himalayan stars. The Annapurna region reveals a gentler, greener face of the mountains, one shaped by both nature and centuries of human settlement. Beyond these familiar trails lies Mustang, often called the Hidden Kingdom. Sheltered by the rain shadow of the Himalayas, Mustang's desert landscapes feel worlds apart from the rest of Nepal. Wind-carved cliffs, deep canyons, and wide-open skies define this remote region. Ancient caves and cliffside monasteries whisper stories of traders, monks, and forgotten kingdoms. Strongly influenced by Tibetan culture, Mustang preserves traditions, language, and rituals that have remained unchanged for centuries. Together, these regions form the heart of the Himalayas, a land of giants where nature, culture, and spirituality stand tall, timeless, and awe-inspiring. Lumbini is a place where time slows down and silence speaks. Known as the birthplace of Siddhartha Gautama, who later became the Buddha. This sacred site in southern Nepal draws pilgrims and seekers from across the world. Unlike the dramatic landscapes of the Himalayas, Lumbini's power lies in its simplicity, a quiet reminder of peace, compassion, and inner awakening. At the heart of Lumbini stands the Maya Devi Temple, marking the exact spot where Queen Maya Devi is believed to have given birth to the Buddha over 2,500 years ago. Within the temple, ancient ruins and sacred markers reveal layers of history, while the nearby sacred pond reflects the stillness of the surroundings. Visitors walk barefoot, lowering their voices instinctively, as if honoring the humility with which the Buddha's life began. Nearby rises the Ashoka Pillar. Erected in the 3rd century BCE by Emperor Ashoka of India during his pilgrimage to Lumbini. Inscribed with ancient script, the pillar stands as one of the earliest physical confirmations of Buddha's birthplace. It symbolizes a moment when power bowed to peace, when an emperor embraced non-violence and spread the teachings of compassion across Asia. Surrounding the sacred garden is the monastic zone, where monasteries built by different countries reflect the global reach of Buddhism. Each monastery from Thailand, Japan, China, Myanmar, France, and beyond expresses its own architectural identity, yet all share the same spiritual purpose. Walking through this area feels like traveling the world through faith, united by a single message. Lumbini is not a place of grand spectacle, but of quiet transformation. It invites reflection on humanity's shared longing for peace and meaning. In a world often driven by conflict and noise, Lumbini stands as a gentle reminder that enlightenment begins within and that even the greatest spiritual journeys can begin in the most humble of places. Chitwan National Park, wildlife and jungle life in stark contrast to Nepal's mountains and temples. Chitwan National Park reveals a wild, untamed side of the country. Located in the subtropical lowlands of southern Nepal, this UNESCO World Heritage Site is a sanctuary where dense jungles, grasslands, and winding rivers create one of Asia's richest ecosystems. Chitwan is most famous for the one-horned rhinoceros, a conservation success story and an iconic symbol of Nepal's wildlife. These prehistoric-looking giants roam freely through tall elephant grass, often seen wallowing in muddy pools or grazing near riverbanks. sharing this habitat, though rarely seen, is the elusive Bengal tiger, the jungle's silent ruler. Catching even a glimpse of this majestic predator is considered a rare and unforgettable privilege. Exploring Chitwan is an adventure in itself. Elephant safaris offer a unique vantage point, allowing visitors to move quietly through the jungle canopy, while canoe rides along the Rapti River provide close encounters with crocodiles, birds, and the tranquil rhythms of nature. The jungle here feels alive at every moment, echoing with calls, rustles, and unseen movement. Beyond wildlife, Chitwan is also home to the Tharu people, an indigenous community with a deep connection to the forest. For generations, the Tharu have lived in harmony with this environment, developing unique traditions, architecture, and dances inspired by nature. Their villages offer insight into a way of life shaped by resilience, cooperation, and respect for the land. Chitwan National Park is more than a wildlife reserve. It is a reminder of balance. Here, humans and nature coexist, offering a powerful chapter in Nepal's story where conservation, culture, and wilderness come together in raw and unforgettable harmony. Rural Nepal villages and everyday life scattered across hillsides and valleys. These communities offer a glimpse into everyday life shaped by tradition, resilience, and a close bond with nature. In rural Nepal, time moves at a gentler pace, guided by the rhythm of the sun, the seasons, and the land. High in the mountain villages, stone houses cling to steep slopes, overlooking terraced fields carved by generations of farmers. Narrow footpaths connect homes, temples, and grazing lands, often replacing roads. Life here is simple but purposeful. At dawn, villagers step into the fields, tending crops of rice, millet, and maize, while prayer flags flutter quietly in the wind. The mountains are not distant scenery. They are neighbors, protectors, and constant companions. Daily life revolves around farming, schools, and shared moments. Oxen plow the fields. Women carry baskets of harvest along winding trails, and children walk long distances to school, their laughter echoing through the hills. Education holds growing importance, blending traditional values with modern hope. Between work and study, there is always time for a pause, a warm cup of tea shared on a wooden porch, a conversation with neighbors, or a moment of rest under open skies. These tea breaks are small rituals of connection, offering warmth and belonging. What stands out most in rural Nepal are the smiles, genuine, unhurried, and welcoming. Life here is not without hardship. Access to healthcare, infrastructure, and opportunity can be limited, yet resilience defines these communities. The contrast with urban life is striking. While cities like Kathmandu pulse with traffic, noise, and modern pressure, rural Nepal offers stillness and clarity. Here, success is measured not by speed or wealth, but by harmony with nature, with neighbors, and with oneself. In these villages, Nepal reveals its true heartbeat, a reminder that the richest journeys are often found not in grand monuments, but in everyday moments shared with open hearts. Festivals and traditions, the soul of Nepal in Nepal. Festivals are more than celebrations, they are living expressions of faith, family, and identity. Throughout the year, the country transforms into a vibrant tapestry of color, music, rituals, and shared joy. Each festival tells a story, blending ancient beliefs with everyday life and offering filmmakers some of the most powerful and emotional visuals Nepal has to offer. Dashain, the biggest and most important festival in Nepal, celebrates the victory of good over evil. Homes fill with returning family members, elders offer blessings, and crimson tikka is placed on foreheads as a symbol of protection and strength. Bamboo swings rise in village fields. Children laugh as they soar into the sky, and sacrificial rituals reflect age-old traditions. Dashain captures themes of family unity, respect for elders, and renewal deeply rooted values of Nepali society. Following Dashain comes Tihir, the Festival of Lights, which transforms towns and villages into glowing wonderlands. Oil lamps and electric lights decorate homes, while colorful Rangali patterns bloom on doorsteps. What makes to her unique is its celebration of the bond between humans, animals, and nature. Crows, dogs, cows, and oxen are each honored on different days. The final day, Baitika, celebrates the sacred relationship between brothers and sisters. Visually rich and emotionally warm, tea here brings intimacy, joy, and devotion to the screen. In the heart of Kathmandu, Indra Jatra unfolds as a dramatic blend of mythology, music, and spectacle. Masked dancers embody gods and demons. Chariots roll through narrow streets, and crowds gather in electric anticipation. Central to the festival is the living goddess Kumari, whose rare public appearances carry deep spiritual significance. Indra Jatra offers intense energy, raw emotion, and a powerful contrast between ancient ritual and modern urban life. High in the Himalayas, the Mani Remdu festival brings a different rhythm altogether. Celebrated by the Sherpa community in monasteries like Tengboche, Mani Remdu combines masked dances, prayers, and ceremonial rituals. Set against snow-covered peaks, monks perform sacred movements believed to ward off evil and bring peace to the world. The setting, silence, and symbolism create a spiritual atmosphere unlike any other. Together, these festivals reveal Nepal's true heartbeat, a nation where tradition lives boldly. Joy is shared openly, and spirituality flows through everyday life. Conclusion: the spirit of Nepal. Nepal is often introduced through its mountains, the highest, the mightiest, the most breathtaking on earth. Yet beyond these towering peaks lies a deeper story, one not measured in altitude, but in spirit. Nepal is found in its people, in their faith, and in an endurance shaped by centuries of living in harmony with nature. From remote Himalayan villages to bustling city streets, life in Nepal flows with quiet resilience. Smiles appear easily, even where life is hard. Faith lives not only in temples and monasteries, but in everyday gestures, prayer flags fluttering above homes, morning offerings at roadside shrines, and hands folded in greeting. Here, spirituality is not separate from daily life. It is woven into it. Nepal teaches a rare lesson in balance. Rivers carve through valleys, forests shelter villages, and mountains stand as both challenge and protection. Humanity does not dominate the land, it adapts to it. Farmers work with the seasons, pilgrims walk ancient paths, and communities grow strong through cooperation and shared purpose. This harmony between nature and humanity is not perfect, but it is deeply rooted, and it defines the soul of the nation. Though small in size, Nepal holds an infinite richness of culture, belief, and beauty. Each region, each tradition, each face adds another thread to its story. It is a country where past and present coexist, where simplicity carries wisdom, and where peace is not just an ideal, but a way of life. As this journey comes to an end, Nepal leaves us with more than memories of landscapes and rituals. It offers perspective, a reminder that true greatness is not found in scale or speed, but in connection, compassion, and respect for the world we share. In Nepal, the earth meets the sky, but it is the human spirit that truly lifts the soul.